Alright, today we're going to look at adding and subtracting rational expressions, Chapter 8, Topic 5, Day 1. Alright, it's essentially the same as adding and subtracting fractions. You have to find a common denominator, you have to make the common denominator, and then you add or subtract the numerators. The way you find the common denominator is by finding the LCM of the denominators. So we learned how to find the LCM right before the break. So if we look at the first one, 5 over 4x minus x plus 1 over 4x, you'll notice that the denominators are already the same. Denominators are both 4x. Okay, so there's nothing really to do as far as the denominators are concerned because the LCM of these two are the same. The LCD is 4x. Well, what that means is that now, since the denominators are already the same, the answer will also have a denominator of 4x. All we have to do now is the operation with the numerators, 5 minus, and then keep in mind this whole thing is being subtracted, so x plus 1 that we're subtracting should be in parentheses. And to remove the parentheses, we would distribute that minus sign. So we'd have 5 minus x minus 1 over 4x. Combine the like terms, which are the 5 and the minus 1. So we have negative x. 5 minus 1 is 4, so plus 4 over 4x. Now, of course, we would want to simplify this by factoring, but there's nothing going to simplify here, so this would be fine. Now this next example, we have to actually find the LCM of the denominator, so the LCD. 4 over 5a cubed b squared plus 9 over 10ab. Okay, we need the LCD, the lowest common denominator that we can find between these two. In order to do that, we're going to be looking for the LCM of the denominator. So the LCM of 5a cubed b squared and 10ab. Okay, so to find that, we're going to factor both denominators. So 5a cubed b squared, that factors into 5, because 5 is just 5. A cubed, a times a times a. B squared, b times b. For the second one, 10ab, 10 factors into 5 times 2. AB factors into a times b. So the LCM of these two denominators, we have them factored, is going to be the factors they have in common. They have a 5 in common. They have an a in common. And they have a b in common, multiplied by the factors they don't have in common, which is a 2, 2 a's, and a b. So the LCM here would be 10a cubed b squared. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to make that denominator for both of these fractions. So we need to multiply each of these fractions by what they're missing to create the denominator. So the factors that they don't have. So we just need to compare each denominator to the LCM, and the factor that's missing is what we'll multiply that fraction by. So if we look at this first one, it has the 5, it has the 3 a's, and it has the 2 b's. The only thing it's missing is the 2. So I'll multiply it by 2, multiply it by 2, top and bottom by 2. And what that's going to do, 2 times 4 is 8, and then the denominator is now the LCD, which is 10a cubed b squared. Now we need to make the denominator of the second one 10a cubed b squared. So we need to multiply it by whatever factors it's missing. So the factors that it has already, it has the 2, it has the 5, it has an a, and it has a b. What it's missing is 2 a's and a b. So 2 a's and a b. So if we so that would give us 9a squared b in the numerator, and the denominator would be the LCD, 10a cubed b squared. And now we've created the LCD for both fractions. So our answer will have 10a cubed b squared as the denominator. All we need to do at this point is the operation in the numerator. So 8 plus 9a squared b. Now, you may want to put this in standard form. Okay, so the 9a squared b would come first and the plus 8 would come after. This is how I would write it, but I wouldn't consider this one wrong, but I would write it this way instead of this way. Variables should come before terms that don't have variables. Okay. Our last example here, 4 over x minus 3 over y. So we're looking for the LCD, or sorry, the LCM, which will be the LCD. We're looking for the LCM of x and y. Well, they don't factor. X doesn't factor into anything. Y doesn't factor into anything. So the LCM will just be the factors they have in common, which is nothing, multiplied by the factors they don't have in common, which is x and y. So the LCM is just x times y. So I need to make that LCM for both of these. So what does the first fraction already have? It already has the x. What it's missing is the y. And the second fraction already has the y. What it's missing is the x. So what we end up with is 4y over xy minus 3x over xy. Both the denominators are now the same. So my answer will be over xy. And I can just do the operation in the numerator. So 4y minus 3x. These are not like terms, so they cannot be combined. I'm just going to leave them separate. If you want to switch it so that the x comes first, that's fine. This can also be written as negative 3x plus 4y over xy. Technically, this would be the correct way to write it because x comes before y, but it does not really matter that much. Okay, either one is really fine. What we're concerned with is that it's over the same thing, that it has a common denominator, it's a single fraction. All right, here's the homework for this topic.